whenever tomorrow.
Can you copy the letter? Right? Yep. I'll email it to you.
I would assume he would have took care of the state permits and all that.
Well, yeah, that's what you
Is there a new
need.
guy at JO? Emails I've been getting from the same guy before.
No, Aaron Bouclair, he started it with JEO, he no longer is with JEO. So Michael, I can't remember his last name, but Michael picked up where he left off.
But somewhere in there, somebody dropped the ball.
What permit?
They gotta take a permit up with the state. At least that.
All right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll do the letter.
We'll call the meeting to order. I notice it's hereby given that a regular meeting of the Greenwood Board of Trustees will be held at 7 p.m. on Monday, December 29th, 2025, at the E.L. McDonald Community Center located at 619 Main Street, Greenwood, Nebraska. Said meeting is open and the public is encouraged to attend. Board of Trustees reserves the right to adjourn to exec session for state status 84-1410. Open Meeting Act is posted in the meeting room for the public review. Roll call: Stephanie.
Here.
Kevin. Here. Tanya.
Here.
Mark. Here. Don here. Consent agenda: minutes, approval, time card, payroll, detailed reports, financials, profit loss, and balance sheet. Any additions or corrections?
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda, minutes, time cards, payroll, detail report, financials, profit loss, and balance sheet.
Second. Who seconded?
Me.
Okay. Roll call: Kevin.
Aye.
Tanya.
Aye.
Mark.
Aye.
Don, aye. Stephanie.
Aye.
Water report.
I don't really have much to report other than, the blending station is in operation, and apparently we gotta address some stuff with the state, so once I get the details there, I'll figure out what's needed addressed.
Anything for Alan on that? Sheriff's report. They were in our last packet. Maintenance report.
We started tree trimming around the power lines, we're about a third done, or roughly. I guess, not necessarily guidance, but how far, and I guess what is a goal as far as between trimmings that you wanna do? That would kinda tell us how far back you want us to trim them, I guess is my question.
Let's say once a year.
You wanna do it once a year, or you wanna do it more than that?
If you could, ideally, if you could plan to do it in 6 to 12 month intervals, you know, do this part in this 6 months, this part in this 6 months, and this part in this 6 months, and then come back.
So
18 to 24 months.
when I was here before, we always found it easier to do it now when there was no leaves, because it's much easier to handle, much lighter, not very much stuff. It's just easier to do it now when it's cold, and also there's not near as much load on the system either. I would prefer to kind of do it in like a 3-month block, try and get through it, the whole thing, like a 3-month block, as we can. Obviously, there's a ton of factors there, weather and time and other stuff, but that's kind of the goal, is to get through it in that 3-month block in the winter.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Then, yeah, then I would say. If you
I guess I
plan for-
misunderstood you, that I meant trim them once a year.
You want to kind of, the goal is to do it annually?
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, and then
I mean, I don't think-
Annually, December through February, March.
So if we're only, if we're gonna do it annually, then we won't trim them back near as far. Because this is essentially a, what are citizens comfortable with, how many complaints we're gonna get. If you want it for a 3-year term, we're gonna have to go back quite a ways.
I think if you plan to do it annually, or even every 2 years, then you're gonna,
12 to 24 months?
yeah, 12 to 24 months.
I mean, obviously, it's weather permitting too.
Sure.
Because some winters are gonna be way worse than.
Sure.
And some years, a year like this where it rained all the time, the trees grew a lot and were hit. If you get a couple dry years in there, you might stretch 1 year into 2 years or 2 years into 3 years, depending on where you're at.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to check it every year.
Yeah.
To
But
confirm this.
I would plan for 12 to 24 month interval.
Kind of what we do is we just, I kind of split, I don't know if if I shared the zones with you. I split them up into zones, and then that's how I give a work order to the, our guys that are doing the stuff. As I say, this is kind of the zone, your goal, and then, it is kind of a fill-in thing. You know, when there's a block of 3 or 4 days where we don't really have anything going on, that's kind of what we do. We do stuff like that. So, if that's okay, we'll just kind of stay on that one. That work?
I like it.
Okay, the tree dump, we burned the tree pile. People are asking about the tree dump. Do you want to reopen it now that it's burned?
As long as it's for citizens only.
Yeah. The citizens are okay again?
I would say yes.
I thought before we said we had it only open April through October. Wintertime, we weren't doing anything unless it was emergencies.
But we also had it closed so people can get down there because we had to burn it.
People, if we're trimming trees when there's
Yeah.
no leaves and
Yeah.
it's easier, let people trim their own trees.
Okay.
But again,
That was only because we had somebody sitting down there on Saturday. It wasn't because,
That was even without people down there. It was just because somebody to open a gate April through October.
I'll just tell you, as we're doing that building project, we leave the gate open.
Yeah.
People are coming and going. So,
I don't have an issue with it. I guess if somebody's down there on and off, I mean.
I don't care, I just need one to tell.
Jimmy will keep an eye on it and tell us if somebody from out of town's bringing in truckloads of trees. I'm not too concerned about it.
So, open it as we did in the past, or certain hours, or,
Open it when it's attended, I guess, and if,
so on a case by case basis?
yeah, I mean, if you're gonna be down there working on the building, yeah, leave it open. If you're at the sewer plant, leave it open, but again, if we give people a foot, they'll take a mile.
Would we be able to put that on the, you're the admin for the website, right? You know, put that on the website?
Tree dump open.
We get asked a lot.
Really?
Yeah, a lot. I get people constantly calling and stopping and saying, hey, the tree dump open. So,
I'll figure something out here. Tree dump open, daylight hours, Monday through Friday?
a lot, if you're gonna do it case by case, just contact the city personnel.
Okay, let's do that. I think that's the way it says on there right now. I'll look.
We have they call a revolving fund loan process every 2 years with the state. And it's basically infrastructure needs for the village. And then they put that all in a big pot, and then they go to the legislature and they ask for money. So they ask for that from us, that survey. I filled the survey out, I sent it to them, and now they won't take it without an engineer's signature. So, I don't know if you want to pay the engineer to look that over and send it. It is simply just this is what we need, this is roughly what it costs, and then they use that to go to the state and say, hey, we need some money. It doesn't really have a benefit to us unless you're gonna use something out of the revolving loan fund eventually. But if an engineer is involved, you're gonna pay. And they won't take it without an engineer's signature for some reason, I don't know why, but.
you have any idea what that costs?
I would assume he's just gonna look it over, I would assume an hour, whatever an hour engineer time is, I don't know what an hour engineer time is now. Was it $400? I have no idea.
You're talking about that email that he keeps sending.
Yes.
Because on there, later down in there, he says that it's already in our fee, so we wouldn't have to pay extra.
Oh, well, there you go.
Just gonna
Send
stamp
it.
it.
Okay. I would like to suggest maybe doing a workshop about a couple of SOPs, get together and hammer a couple of those out, just to make things a little easier. Are you guys amenable to that? So, a couple things about disconnects, the way you want us to handle them, specifically written down for both her and I. And then, we have to turn in, one of the things that we got, cited on for our last water needs thing, where they said, hey, you didn't do this or whatever, was excuse me, an O&M manual for the water system. I have a rough version of it, but I'm ultimately not responsible for it. You guys are ultimately responsible for it. So before we say, hey, this is what we're gonna do, I would prefer to sit down in front of you, and we're gonna use that as a guide to do things. You know, the taps and inspections and complaint forms and where we put the records and sign off on it, then there's no question about anybody, the state and me, or her, or the next guy, or you, or the next board member, whoever, if it's written down and said, yep, we've got to figure it out, that'll be,
I'm in agreement with that, we'll do this, it'll be manual or whatever, and I'm trying to electronic, or get everything electronic now too, so that way we can access it too, so. I know with that, though, they have to have a hard copy, don't they, in there?
it's a requirement of your operating, we have to have one.
Yeah.
And we apparently had one in the past, I just can't find it, I don't know where it is. I have an old one from when I was the operator in 2008. But
I can make an assumption, but,
basic.
yeah, I'll make an assumption, but I'm not going to say that loud.
You know, it basically says, the old one says, hey, the water comes on, we test it once a month, and if there's something wrong, we'll call it. That won't quite cut it anymore, so. But it would probably take a couple hours, so maybe some nights, if you're amenable to that, or if you just want me to, and I would send it off to you to be edited and all that stuff, but, you know, by the time you get with 5 people to get back, it's gonna take forever. It might be more efficient to just sit down one night and just hammer it out over. So if that makes sense. And you don't want to do it, that's fine.
I like it, I'm all in for it.
Yeah.
Good.
Is there any specific night that works better than the other night?
Monday through Wednesday.
Monday through Wednesday? Can I just text everybody, say we need a date, couple dates, nail down a date, and then she has to post that as a workshop, correct?
Yes.
And is there anything other than the water right now that you would want us? We don't want to overwhelm, we want to do 1 or 2 things at a time, we don't want to get carried away.
I can start with these two then.
So water, and then
Disciplinary procedure.
And then, I guess the thing I would ask is, you know, maybe think about before we get there, is this something that you want to forward to Maureen and have her sign off on it? Or if you're just going to, you know, just have a, maybe think about that before you go, whether or not we want to have her do that. We have our ordinances, but the ordinances are a little bit vague in some things, and so it's gonna reference those ordinances. That way there's no questions. And then you can post it or, there's, to be honest with you, the disconnect stuff is a little, it's not flexible. It's all one of those things that probably should be. And then do you wanna do it at night, weekend, be fair, or is it Monday mornings? So at night, I assume.
Perfect.
And then, you wanna wait and do the sewer thing while you're, or you're on the creek?
Yeah.
Okay. On the,
Well, we'll jump down to new business on discussion of possible action of sewer project in alley from 6th to 7th Street between Walnut and Broad Street. Well, I know, Jeff had me out there here last week, and they were gonna stop right before the street, but they cambered it, and Kevin called me, and he called Mark too. That's still that real cheap plastic pipe that they had, and it's actually, the ground's crushing the pipe before the manhole, so it's gonna take an extra, what is it, 110 feet? I think
less than that probably.
I think it's like 80 feet at that.
He was saying 110.
Yeah, whatever, yeah.
But,
If you're trying to eliminate a problem, you know.
And
in a year,
it's
yeah.
It's a no-brainer.
we're gonna be able to straighten the pipe out, so it goes over, then it goes like this, and it goes like this.
Did they camera?
Well, I haven't seen the footage yet. He said he was going to, but when I came home the following day, there was green paint on the ground, so somebody did something, there was a big X in the middle of the road. So I'm guessing that's a manhole or a collapse or something.
No, there is no manhole in the street.
So he camera it?
So he's got footage if we want to see.
Yeah, I told him I
I assume the
wanted to.
jog out around?
It goes over towards that trailer.
Yep.
Along over there, then it angles over, then it's got another angle into it. So the way he's got it now, it's just a straight shot, pretty
Right.
much, except for at 22.
Right.
And then, there was a question about the south end right now just has a clean out. You can also put a manhole in there either now or later.
That would be the time to do it.
Yeah, and those are super simple, especially that shallow, super simple. It's just a time thing, so,
The question that came up about that clean out that's at the south end, if you look down the clean out, it looks like the pipe goes east and west.
well, I hope you can't see the pipe, because if you can see the pipe, the
Well-
clean out is incorrectly installed. Because it should have a 45-degree bend on it.
Right.
I don't think it is.
Well, you can't get your, you would
Well,
never.
I
be able to
think,
get everything.
from what I can see, when we're looking at it, it looks like, I don't know if it's actually a 45, or if they put like a T in it, capped at the end. I don't know what they did.
Yeah.
But when they had it open, shining the light down there, it looks like it goes to the east. And Jimmy swears up and down, that was put in to flush that line going to the east, and I was like, I have no idea what's going on down there.
Well, it does have trailers on the 7th Street. On the south side.
Yeah, I suppose.
I don't know, like I said, I found every other freaking map I can think of, and so
Yeah.
forth, for reference, but we can't find anything for that area. I got water, I got telephone, I got other stuff, but nothing for sewer.
I mean, just kind of piggyback off that, eventually, maybe a consideration would be to buy a SON for your
Mhm.
locator that you have now. You have half the equipment you need to locate all that stuff. I actually have no idea what it costs,
$7.99, $8.99, something like that.
and you'll need the tape, you'll need the fish tape.
Yeah, that's what the tape and everything, 300 tape, 300 tape.
Cause then you can locate all that stuff. Essentially, it's, you have the expensive part, you have the locator. So, whenever you're looking for capital expenditure, that would be a good one. So, that way you can actually stick that in there and actually locate it, and figure out where it's going. Cause right now, it's, like a sewers, I mean, they're pretty much guess.
Subsurface, we're seldom, so, yeah.
But, as far as the rest of it is concerned, the patch, you want me to put concrete back? You want asphalt back in there, or they cut across the road?
Can you get by with rock this spring or not?
I think you should.
Yeah.
I don't think you should pay it now,
Yeah.
cause there's gonna be frozen chunks in there, yeah.
Well, the ground's gonna settle 6 inches.
Yep, yep. And I think that, rock will suffice for 6 months until it gets warm. But I just need to know what, if we want to put concrete patch back in there or what.
That's what was in there now, but it settled about 2 inches. So, I mean, I'd say rock for now, and concrete for, I don't know. All the other ones along that street are concrete.
But it isn't really, so what they did expose is really poor condition, I mean, really poor. So, and did you want to explain the 6 versus 8 thing? Did you want me to explain that?
No, I understand that now.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
So everybody's aware, do we wanna put a manhole in now, or wanna do it later, or do we wanna have a clean out?
I do the manhole now, they said,
I agree. I mean, you already got that in.
Do you want us to do that, or do you want them to do that? It literally makes no difference to me, it's the same cost to you, so roughly, same cost.
Let them do it, you got enough to do.
And then, would we be authorized to leave the manhole section? We're only gonna need like one man at the top, probably a top and one small section probably, and a couple risers. That's what it's gonna take to do the manhole. And then we'll do the, concrete that warms up a little bit down the bottom.
Do you have an approximate cost?
I don't wanna tell you, cause I don't know for sure.
Okay.
If you want, I'll get you a price, I just don't know.
Either way, we're gonna do it. I I would say just go
Just say a
big.
dollar figure, and then if there needs to be more, then we can.
I think the estimate he gave me that day was 10 to 12,000 more.
What?
On top of it, that was the pipe and everything with the manhole. That, they were high end.
On the south end?
No, doing everything, cutting into the street plus the manhole is what he told me. 10 to
Oh,
12.
on the south end?
Yeah, south end and the north end,
Like,
10 to 12,000.
do they include materials?
I believe it did. The extra pipe and the other stuff is what he was talking
Street
about.
repair, pipe extension, camera investigation, and ensured no existing taps are missed, that's what it says right here. 10 to 12,000.
Did that come?
This is Kevin's letter to the board.
Cause I just don't remember what they cost anymore, I really don't. I wanna say a manhole top was like $1,200-1,500, and then the manhole itself is almost that much now. They're crazy.
$2,000 and
And whatever riser you're gonna need, so I won't know, you won't know the depth until you dig it up.
Right.
So whatever riser you need to get to that level.
so it's over $5,000. But if it's included in this 10 to 12 with the additional pipe and everything else,
It's about a wash.
I say we authorize an extra 10 and call it a day. Is that pretty ironclad, Kevin?
I think it would be close, yes.
Well,
No, I get that, but as like he said, pricing, I don't know. Because when I talked to him down there that day, he was just ballpark numbers on the high end, and he was just waiting for authorization from us to discuss and see what we were gonna do. So.
I don't think there's any question we need to replace it. It's in really poor shape, like really poor condition.
So are we authorizing you or are we authorizing Strode Excavating to do this?
Again, I don't care if he's there, he's already doing it. It's about the same cost, I would probably just have him do it.
Okay, so I'm assuming we need a motion for this. Make a motion to authorize Greenlight Realty Greenlight Construction and/or Strode Excavating an additional $10,000 to dig up the street, replace the manhole, extend pipe, and can re-camera, make sure we don't miss any taps on the sewer project. And what is this? Alleyway from 67th Walnut to Broad Street.
No, second.
Roll call, Tanya,
Aye.
Mark,
Aye.
Don, Stephanie,
Abstain.
Kevin.
Aye.
Okay, clerk's report.
I just wanted to mention that I did have problems with the computer working. Today it came in, it took me almost 2 hours to get it so I could start working. Chad did finally call me back about an hour afterwards and spoke for a couple minutes, but in the meantime, Kevin and I made our decision just to work through that. And then when Chad called after I did that, he was gonna drive out here, he said, but I told him that Kevin and I got it to work, we think. He says, I'll call you back in about an hour. He never called back.
Still waiting.
Yeah. But the internet goes down for whatever reason a lot, but I've never seen, like, all the time I've worked, the error that I got today.
I inquired about that this morning. It was doing a system BIOS update and it lost internet connection when that happened, and that's what caused that error. So there's nothing you could have done about it. It was just when the internet dropped, it was doing an update, that's what caused the error. So.
And the other thing I wanted to bring up, we probably, kind of like you said, talk about the disconnects, because just today, when everything, the final was due, people were supposed to pay, I've got like 10,000 on the books and 18 people that haven't paid their utilities. And this seems to be like every month. To me, that's a lot of money.
Because in the past, if you don't, once you get the letter, you got so many days. If you don't pay it, you can fill out a paper, and you got to pay, come up with 50%. Then you can do it over 3 months if you want, or less. And then you gotta be current after, for them 3 months on your rest of your bills. Otherwise, we pull your meter. So, that's the way it's been forever.
Problem is in the winter, changes things up.
It don't matter for electric, it's gas, and you can't shut off.
And some of them have been a couple months. And the deposit won't cover what
So, yes, sir.
We need to follow our process, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We have to stick to it.
Cause like
whatever
gas,
it is.
gas, I can't do it for like 4 months. Like December, January, February, and I think in March or April, they can start shutting the gas meters off, but electric has no bars. I mean, we've done it in the past where it's gonna be really cold, so we wait a day or two, but once they're off until they pay.
Have they made an attempt at anything?
not these 18, no.
I mean, that's the thing too, if they need help or.
But it's
Yeah,
also
they gotta come to you can't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly, that's what I'm saying.
That's why we say we got a payment plan if they are willing to come forward.
And we have the information if they need help from the state, right?
Yeah, it's in there.
So,
Yeah.
And some people do call. I mean, as long as they're making effort, that's all I care.
Yeah.
Hope they're making effort. Some people don't hear anything.
If, I'm gonna add something else to the city's website. We have what's called MyLink, and Lincoln. And MyLink is a consolidation of all the, groups and organizations that will help you through utility stuff. And MyLink has a gajillion places on there.
can we send that information out on the shut-off notice maybe? Do you think that would help to add that?
Well, there's a few things on here for them. There's links, there's websites that we can't get them all, but yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know if we had anything on there or not.
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
That's all I have.
Okay, plan zoning, is there anything for them? Fire and rescue, we gotta meet till later. Park and rec, anything for them? No? Library,
The library changed their meeting to the 15th,
January?
yeah. And I think it'll be in the library because that's the same time as the planning and zoning.
Okay. Communications with citizens. Anyone? No? Okay, new business, approve or disapprove claims list A.
Make a motion to approve claim list A.
For a second,
I'll second.
roll call Mark.
Aye.
Tom, aye, Stephanie.
Abstain.
Kevin.
Aye.
Tanya.
Aye.
Approve or disapprove library to use village credit card to pay for Crunchyroll app on the recurring basis of Roku for the Mango.
What does the app do?
Huh?
What does the app do?
I don't know, but
Um,
I'll tell you what the state will tell us. You cannot have something that recurs on your credit card month after month after month.
I was gonna ask, usually something has a yearly, and if we pay the yearly, we usually save that.
Right, but I'm just saying, the recurring thing, we cannot have as a government entity,
Mhm.
because sometimes they get compromised. That's why they say it.
So $99.99 for 1 year unless someone waits. Or with premium, and Crunchyroll's entire library, ad-free, including episode shortly after being released in Japan, the Crunchyroll store, ad-free streaming, with access to Crunchyroll's library. So you can do it monthly or you have a yearly offer available. So fan would be $7.99 a month. We kick over to the yearly offer that's available, you can do it for $66.99 for 1 year, get this deal. Or you can be the mega fan for 1 year for $99.99. This is all straight off the Crunchyroll website.
What was the app do?
Well, here, I see here, so no ads, all content. What the content is, I don't know.
It's anime.
It's anime,
Movies
it's
and
anime.
shows and electronic books, both, which I believe is what the club is.
Yes.
Anime,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Crunchyroll store deals to,
New version book club, basically, animated.
Yeah, they meet
For
once
the
a month.
Crunchyroll manga.
She did.
So for the basic plan, it's, you can be the no ads, complete access to their library, some episodes after they air in Japan. Crunchyroll store deals is 5% off select. So the 1 year subscription that she's asking for, we're somewhere between $69.99 and $99.99. Let's see, the Mega Fan. I don't see why we couldn't get by with a $66.99 plan for 1 year.
I'm in agreement.
And that's the yearly offer available, but not recurring like you don't want. So that is available.
Teresa did mention to me here after when she took the last meeting, she wanted to do monthly because she wasn't certain how long this club would last. Because they were going into summer, it may break up or whatever again, but if you have the 1 year subscription, I'm completely in agreement with you.
I think for $67 we can give her more.
Okay.
There's worse things that she could be asking for money for, so I would say a 1 year subscription gets you through the next winter, and if it flies, during the cold months, not so much in the hot months, back into the cold months, we can revisit it again next, say December, right?
So typically, those renew unless you do something.
Unless you,
from-
well, and that's, you're gonna have to pay attention to that when you go in. Well, a lot of those apps, like the app we use for scheduling concrete, you gotta give them 60 days notice if you don't want something. So,
You just have to be careful when you sign up,
and they'll start, I guarantee once you sign up, they'll start sending you emails constantly. So, I
It's gonna
would,
go to their email.
right.
The library.
You may be able to contact them, because we're a government entity and state something. Because I know like, with our subscriptions at work, like you said, I can't renew a government entity. So I know it already is that way, so it's not an audit thing. So you might be able to check.
I'll make a
Sometimes
motion.
there's a check mark on the box on it, something maybe.
I'll make a motion for the library to use the village credit card to pay for the Crunchyroll app, not on a recurring basis, but for the 1 year $66.99, 1 year subscription not to exceed $75.
I'll second that.
Roll call, Don, aye. Stephanie?
Aye.
Kevin?
Aye.
Donnie?
Aye.
Mark?
Right?
Okay. Board comments or questions, Stephanie?
I think going forward, we should consider hiring an actual zoning administrator, someone who doesn't have time, and like some of the fences are, for instance, the one behind me, it's like this close to the utility box. And then there's others. We haven't been inspecting anything, so we're paying for a permit, but that means we need some.
Inspections, go to the county, we send everything over to the county. Fence permits, take a look at them, so forth. And go from there, and there are guidelines for that on fence permits. So, I think that's what we're going to think about. Looking at too far with the fences.
No, everything close.
Send pictures, Lisa, send pictures.
No one ever looks at the actual construction of it.
I would recommend for the fence companies recommended installation practices because every company to deal with is different. So, so many variations out there, that's what I did recommend.
That we're not, as somebody who's paid for a lot, if we're never gonna look at them, you're not gonna inspect them, why would you need a permit?
I think before all they did was look at the depth of the hole
Yeah.
and make sure they were inside the pin. or at least on the boundary.
The last three that I've got have detailed drawings showing where they're putting stuff at, and that's what I just based it off of.
And the only reason it's because some of those will put into that, there's a non-buildable, perimeter around your,
Oh, yeah, easement, yeah.
and they're in the,
Well, a fence can be in the easement. A fence can be in the
it says
easement.
non-buildable.
No structures, the fence can be, yes. Yes, no permanent structure, the fence can go inside the easement. Yeah, as long as it's not on top of utilities, it can go in the easement. I deal with that one on a daily basis. The only time that I run into that is when somebody's trying to put one of those damn tuck sheds or something in, and we ask for an encroachment request. I haven't had that, the only reason this has come up too is in that buildable area and non-buildable area. Truthfully, your subdivision is the first one in town that has easements in it. Everybody else around town here is all right away.
She just brought up questions, so
Yeah.
we're not here to debate.
Yep.
Anything else,
No.
Kevin?
I'll get the website stuff updated as soon as I can. Other than that, nope.
Tanya?
I don't have anything.
Mark?
Nothing.
I don't have nothing either. We can adjourn at 7:35.